so first of all we weigh out the ground almonds and 100 grams of butter. Now you rub it in to create small breadcrumbs, so I'm going to cut it quite small pieces. Yes, normal cheesecakes are made out of digestive biscuits and melted butter, and obviously that gives a lot of carbs. Whereas this, we're using the ground almonds, then a piece of cheesecake is actually going to give you 1 or 2 grams of carbohydrate compared to probably about 80 grams in a normal slice of cheesecake.
Big difference.
So now it's just rubbing in the butter.
So just very similar to making pastry then, really?
It is, yes. And the only difference really is that you're not, then rolling it out and binding it. You're trying to keep it in a breadcrumb consistency.
Okay.
So it replicates a biscuit base of a standard cheesecake. Using is called erythritol, and it is a natural sweetener, and it's a class of sweeteners called polyols. Now the benefit of erythritol is that it's absorbed from the gut into the blood circulation, then you excrete it from through your kidneys and out in your urine. So it provides almost 0 calories and has no impact on blood glucose levels.
So is that the same as what you would get at the supermarket?
I actually buy this online.
Okay.
I find it very difficult to purchase the erythritol sweetener from supermarkets. So I'm going to get 80 grams of the erythritol. What you're going to do is try and keep the breadcrumb consistency, so not to roll it into a paste or anything like that. You need to put it in the oven and bake it until it's slightly crispy.
So you don't need to line that, or you don't need to grease it at all?
No, there's enough fat in the base to actually prevent it from sticking.
Okay.
So you start off by separating the eggs, and I always beat up the eggs first, because when you're beating up the egg whites, if you have any wetness or contamination, you don't beat up properly.
Okay.
So I always separate the eggs, and the first thing I do when making cheesecake is to beat up the egg whites. So we'll do that first. So now I'm going to put the egg whites in the base of the mixer. Pour that into a dish. No need to wash out the bowl, because you're going to whip some cream up now, and it's all going into the same mixture. Doesn't need to be absolutely exact, so if you're not sure, you may want to measure out the cream, but if you've got a good idea of what 100 mils is, then you can just approximate. I'll show you how much 100 mils is. It's not a lot.
Okay.
Yeah. And now we're going to whip the cream, but you don't want the cream to be very, very firm. You want it to be quite soft. So unlike the egg white that held its shape, this is thick cream.
Okay.
But it doesn't hold its shape.
Okay.
So now we add this to a separate bowl, so it needs to do a lot of washing up when you make cheesecake. So we're now going to add the sweetener to the egg yolks, and the sweetener is 80 grams. So 80 grams is around 3 tablespoons. So if you don't want to weigh it out, about 3 tablespoons.
Okay.
So 1 tablespoonful for every egg yolk.
Okay.
So you can see here that we have beaten the erythritol, which is the natural sweetener, into the egg yolks, and got kind of a very pale coloured, kind of slightly frothy mixture. And we're now going to add the cream cheese to that and beat some more. But just before I do that, I'm just going to show you what I'm doing with the gelatin. I have a 12 gram packet of gelatin here, and I'm just going to pour it into an empty saucepan and add 3 tablespoonfuls of water, cold water. Then going to, sorry?
Is it important that you use cold water?
It is, yes. You want the gelatin to soak for around 5 minutes before you apply heat, and that allows the gelatin to kind of form a jelly really with the gelatin once it's cold.
And this is to make the cheesecake set?
Yes, it is, yes.
Okay.
So I'm just going to let that just soak for 5 minutes, and then I'm going to heat up very gently so it becomes liquid.
Right, okay.
And when it's all liquid, then I take it off the heat and add the lemon juice.
Okay.
But I'm just doing that, you'll see me doing that in the background as the cream cheese is beating with the egg yolks and the erythritol. Okay, so whilst the mixer was beating, I actually grated the rind from either 2 small or 1 large lemon. So that's in here, I can add that to the mixture now. And I've also melted the gelatin, so you can see that now. It is liquid and there's no lumps or anything like that in the gelatin. So now the gelatin has melted into the water and there's no lumps. We're just going to add the lemon juice. And we're just going to add it to the cheesecake mixture and whisk it to make sure that it's solid. What we just need to do now is fold in the egg whites. So a metal spoon will be absolutely fine for this.
Okay.
So in go the egg whites.
It's quite important that you fold those in.
You can mix them in, but it will break down the egg white. So
okay.
you see? And it looks just like a typical cheesecake base of the crumble biscuits with the butter. It's got a nice golden brown appearance. And all you need to do is just pour the cheesecake mixture. Place it in the refrigerator now, just kind of gone like that to even out.
Okay. And
then later on I'll come back and I will pipe on some whipped cream and then add some raspberries.